What up, everybody? Memorial Day. Willimantic, Connecticut. They just did their little baby-ass parade. And now they're at Memorial Park. Right? Isn't that it? Yeah. And it's weird because I see them out driving around their pretty much tank, whatever you'd call it. I thought the Connecticut police weren't supposed to have military equipment anymore. Right? They passed that quite a few years ago on the police accountability bill. And I don't know why they pretend like they need it. What do they need that for? See all the police. Can't park there.
Greetings from Senator May Webster, who couldn't be here today because she is in Connecticut. So,
Who's the mayor? Where's Tom DeVivo?
veterans here with us today and those
Huh?
supporting.
Yep.
Thank you for your service and dedication to our country. Wyndham Town Council first.
What up, Joni?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
And all participants in today's parade. Thank you for your support. Special thanks to Mr. Thomas Pelton and the Wyndham High School Band, the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council, the Town of Wyndham Public Works for the care of the cemeteries and Memorial Park, the Elks and Elks Antlers, Joe Sheila and Tony Marcellisi and the
There's the
staff
useless
of
mayor,
Radio,
Tom DeVivo.
and the American Legion Post 19 for the trailer that
When I
carries
first
the
met him,
veterans to the parade.
and I asked him
To
why
any other veterans whose
the police
contributions
department's
I
withholding
made,
public
thank
records
you.
from the public, you know what his answer was? How old are you? And when I told him how old I was,
World War II veteran,
he said, why aren't you
101
out
years
fucking
old.
bitches?
God bless you.
A father. I don't even think he has any sons. I know he's got daughters. And that was his response. So
We have a special
it
recognition
doesn't surprise
today.
me that his daughter turned out
Agent
like she
Orange
did.
was a chemical herbicide and defoliant used by the United States from 1961 to 1971 as a part of Operation Ranch Hand during the Vietnam War. Those exposed have battled medical issues,
Oh, see,
continue to
swine.
suffer,
Good
or have died
time.
as a result.
Jenny,
In order that we may not forget
No
their
mercy.
sacrifices, on this Memorial Day,
I thought you were out here,
26th,
Connecticut Transparency.
2025, the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council presents to the town of Wyndham our Agent Orange Memorial. Thanks to the town council, Wyndham community, and individuals who made the
Clown
memorial
right
possible
there.
through donations, preparation, and goodwill. At this time, we'd like to recognize the DeVivo family for their contribution
Yeah.
and generosity to our town and the Agent Orange Memorial. Is Tim DeVivo here? Tom, it's yours by default. Special recognition today also goes
He
to
puts it on the
David Foster,
ground. What a
who
clown.
continues to be a positive
Oh, thanks for
force
the award.
in contributing to the good of Wyndham. We thank him and recognize
Super
his
Trooper.
donation with this plaque.
What up, my
David,
guy?
would you please come forward?
I haven't seen him, but I would bet money on it. All these young kids out today, and we know Giller loves to hang out at the college bars, so he probably signed up for this shift. And plus, it's, right now would be the highest chance of the day that he has of abusing people. So, what up, Let's, Brandon, John, Constance. Well, let's not forget, DeVivos are the ones that owned the trash plant in town, and it magically caught fire and burned down right when he sold it, right before he sold it. So he got all this insurance money and then sold it, and then became the mayor.
Today's guest speaker is a well-known and respected member of the greater Windham community. Raised and educated on Martha's Vineyard, he attended Allegheny College in Pennsylvania as a chemistry and pre-med major before moving on to Albany.
It's weird to
Medical
even see the
College
mayor out because he
in
doesn't come
Albany,
to
New York,
anything.
to complete his MD. Serving as a
He doesn't
doctor
come
of
to
family medicine,
anything,
he
so they must have
completed a
forced him to come.
residency at the
The same
Albany
mayor that
Medical
claims he
Center.
doesn't get paid.
He followed in the
But
footsteps of
we
his
busted
father,
that myth.
grandfather, and uncle.
He said he doesn't
serving in
earn
the
money.
United States military.
Average pay for a mayor in
Rising to the
Connecticut's
rank
like
of major,
70
his
grand a
service
year.
time including stops at
He said he didn't get
Wright
any
Patterson
money.
Air Force Base,
And then we
Ohio,
FOIA'd it.
Travis Air Force Base,
They claimed that he
California,
only got $5 grand
Montgomery Air Force Base,
and that he didn't
Alabama,
receive it.
and combat
That it went
casualty
into a
care
special
at Camp
fund
Bullis, Randolph
for
Air
town
Force
hall
Base,
employees
Texas.
to throw
As
parties
a
throughout the
doctor of
year.
family medicine, he
The guy
served
always
2 years
begging people
at
to donate
Willimantics
and
Air
spend their
Force
money
Base in Athens,
in the
Greece,
town.
before finishing his military
Didn't give his
duty
money to
in
the
Upper
town.
Hayford, England. He is a dedicated
He gave it
husband
to
Kim
the town
and
employees
father
to
of
party.
4 boys. Would you please give a warm Wyndham welcome to an outstanding
warm
Air Force
Wyndham
veteran
welcome.
and exceptional doctor, Orland O.D. Donald.
What up, John? Good to see you, bro.
Good morning,
Just so everybody knows, that's the mayor right there in the blue shirt.
Today we remember the legacies of
On the
those
right
who
of the
fought
lady
for
in the
the
red.
principles
That's
of
Mayor
justice.
Tom DeVivo,
I'd like to share with
who's
you
absolutely
those of my
useless.
family who served and made a difference in the
And
life
even though
of
he's the
others.
mayor,
Before I go
he
on,
doesn't
though, I'd like to thank a few
actually
people
do much.
who honored me and gave me this opportunity.
He
to
claims
speak
that his job is to cut ribbons.
Last year, Tom Ricker asked me to march in the Memorial Day Parade. He gave a great speech. Later, I joined the American Legion and met a number of great
Carbon
people.
exposed, what up?
Tom twisted my arm to do the speech this year.
Yeah,
As one with limited
a good
public
time.
speaking,
He's a
Joe
clown.
Tominelli did a great job. of
Any dude who's
helping me
answer to why isn't the
I want
police
to thank
releasing
the
public
local
records
Veterans Council,
is,
along with
why
Tom
aren't you
and
out
Joe,
fucking
for
bitches?
allowing me to speak.
You know is a piece of
There
trash.
are many people who I couldn't and
Or how about when I went to the town meeting to speak a couple months ago and they skipped me intentionally and then said that they called it when they didn't. And then when I asked him about it outside at 9:30 at night, just beeped his horn and made a big scene with another retard from the town board. That's what you're dealing with out here. Special ed people. I love John Eagle. I can't do links right now. Mods, throw links up if you can for anybody in here that has a channel. I don't know where all the police are.
Getting back to the speech that Joe helped me prepare. Ours is a family of service members. My grandfather, Orland Major, was one of the first doctors of our district. As an agent, he served in the Army Medical Corps of My Uncle Joe was in the Army and saw action on Normandy Beach.
This is their coffee, veterans coffee thing. Oh, not Manager Clark. Manager Midget Clark. You couldn't tell that was you in that costume, bud. That's the same clown that told everybody at Third Thursday last year that I was there recording minors when I was recording him. It's also the same one who got caught in Rhode Island in another state with his weapon in a nightclub and pulled it out on somebody in 2012, 2013-ish. And the great Willimantics Police Department said, yeah, that's the kind of guy we need on our force. We're going to promote him instead of firing him. Thank you, Brandon. What up, Michael? Willimantic, Connecticut. Home of the protective custody cops. All of these retards are failures. They couldn't get jobs anywhere else. Look at Giller. He failed. What was it? What do they call it? The test, the lie detector. He failed the lie detector test. Polygraph. He couldn't pass the polygraph. He admitted to drinking and driving multiple times. He admitted to taking Adderall, but he swears that he didn't know it was Adderall. He thought it was caffeine pills. Ravella, Trash Ravella, manager Ravella. He was involved in a drug raid. They raided where he worked at. He worked at a cell phone store, and it was raided because the store sold weed. And he claimed he didn't know anything about it. And even though his dad was a state trooper, he got denied being a cop at all these departments multiple times through the state police. I think Hartford, East Hartford. There was like 8 different departments that I seen that he applied at, and every one said, no, we don't want you, until he came to good old Willimantic. So when you have people like that, Midget Clark, Giller, they all talked about how he was so smart. Guy was so smart. But he doesn't know that you can talk in public. He doesn't even know what basic charges like interfering and breach of peace are. But he's so smart. But that's what happens when your dad is a higher up probation officer and your mom works in the courts. You are protected. This midget. This guy, Clark, was sleeping with hookers while his wife was at home pregnant. Sounds like a stand-up guy, right? Sleeping with dirty-ass strippers. But he's a good guy. He only brought his gun across state lines just in case he needed it. He only pulled it out drunk in a nightclub just because he thought he needed it. JJ, why didn't your mom swallow? That's what I would like to know. Why didn't she do the world a favor? You sound like this clown. This guy, all we were trying to figure out is why the Willimantic cop punched a 22-year-old trans kid in the face for saying something about them having a 14-year-old little girl that weighed 60 pounds in a chokehold. And he wouldn't answer the question, but he decided to try and tell everybody that I was recording minors, and that's what I was there to do. Like, what good is somebody like that short? He ain't catching nobody. Them little ass legs. 3 of his steps are 1 of mine. I could literally briskly walk and get away from him at a full speed run. See him touching them people? It's weird. It's weird that they got a manager out here doing traffic duty. That's what I find weird. Like, why wouldn't he be doing something more important? I'm sure there's tons of things more important he could be doing. Oh, wait, actually there's not, because there's nothing that happens in Willimantic, Connecticut. Literally nothing. That's why they have to create everything. Create crimes. hero fighting crime. They let him wear his special white shirt today. How much do you think they pay these guys to come out here and do traffic? They couldn't find somebody cheaper.
Congratulations. How you doing, bud?
The keys.
Not at all.
All veterans who are 80 years and older here, so that we can get a picture with the memorial as our background.
I'm gonna move all their vehicles now. David Santiago, he's a huge part of the town recovery out here, helping people get into programs and do stuff, which is good since the biggest program in Willimantics just shut down. The only halfway houses and sober houses they had out here just got shut down. No, they're not done. Why didn't Winter DeVivo speak? Did he speak before we got here? He's probably pissed that he had to come here. I don't want to be up. It's Monday morning. I cut ribbons. I don't stand in front of the town and talk.
Sorry, baby.
I swear this side is stronger than this side.
I bet you all the cops are having a cookout right now. Now the rest of the day, everybody just goes back to the apartment and hangs out. It's weird because if you come out in the Willimantic during the day and you go to the department, all the cops are at the department all day, every day, unless there's traffic duty somewhere, like they got to be somewhere to do construction, then they're out at that. But I don't see why we pay all these cops. Second shift comes in and just terrorizes people. I guarantee you, they could cut half of the department out, if not more, and crime would stay the same. It wouldn't increase at all because they're not stopping crime as it is. All they're doing is writing petty tickets, searching people's cars illegally. What up, Iceman? Just trying to pay attention, it's hard to see. Whose plate is this? If your car's not registered, yeah, that might be a Connecticut plate, actually. Might be an antique plate. But I was gonna say, if it's not registered, it shouldn't be sitting in our parades in Connecticut. Who do you guys think midget's on the phone with? Willimantic Police Department, they seem to think, well, they said they know now, but they were dumb enough to believe that their phones weren't accessible to us through FOIA. Just like the chief in East Haven, him and a manager were deleting their racy text messages and their inappropriate pictures that they were sending to each other. And when they asked why, his answer was, no, I couldn't. I didn't think that they could get that through FOIA. Should have brought my megaphone. Where's this poser DeVivo? Oh, they actually have the thing open. That thing's always locked. Where is that cuck? Cuck DeVivo. There he is. Don't ask him why the town's not releasing public records. Because he'll just tell you should be out fucking bitches. What are we doing here? We're just documenting this ceremony in Willimantic, Connecticut. Showing everybody the clown mayor. The useless town officials in Willimantic, Connecticut. But if this midget up here can not just become a cop in Willimantic, Connecticut, but actually excel and succeed, it just shows how low their standards truly are. You could be a cheater. You could cheat on your pregnant wife at home. You could do all these things. Bring your guns across state lines and whip them out in nightclubs. You can do all that as long as you work for the gang. And once you're in, you're in. They'll protect you till the end. They'll even give you a cool little gay charger. You could just hang out. And you don't actually have to be good at your job out here because it's not like they follow the laws, they know the laws, they do anything. They literally just pull cars over and search them for the pettiest of traffic infractions that there are. What a good guy crossing the street with that old guy. Fool didn't know where he was walking. I think if they're in that truck, they got about as good as of a chance of seeing a squirrel as they do this guy. Be a manager, Willimantic Police. They'll put you on traffic duty. As we know, he's a horrible cop. He didn't arrest the guy that punched that person in the face right down there last year. He didn't arrest them. He did nothing but whine about it. So you can pretend like you're good like pretending's one thing, but actually doing it is another thing. I'm a great cop because I do traffic duty and I sit at the department all day. Steal as much as I can from the public. Because he's slow and he thinks that he's helping traffic. Let's say all these vehicles that were parked here that aren't supposed to be parked here are impeding traffic too. Why isn't he writing them tickets? Just like you can go to the department, all these heroes, right? And even the parking guy, because the cops claim they don't do parking. But if you go to the department, it's 2-hour parking in front of the department all day. Even though they have their own parking garage that we pay for them to park in, and they have a whole parking lot across the street with a section all for themselves. These retards are so fucking lazy and they're so dumb that they park out front in the 2-hour parking all day. And then when you bring it up, you know what happens? You know what the chief says? Oh, well, we have discretion. Well, what's that mean? You're not going to do anything about it? That's what I said. And the chief said, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. That's exactly what that is. If you sit there and say, well, we have discretion, what would that mean? That would mean you're not going to do anything about it. He's going to run away now. Little pussy. Think that guy got a ride-along pass? I don't know. I don't think you're just supposed to take random people in your car. I fear for that guy's safety. A, that was suspicious, but I also fear for his safety. He doesn't know what he just did. And that's it. There ain't much else going on out here. At all. I would imagine that they're either going to be hiding for the rest of the day or they're going to be out just stealing as much as they can for the rest of the day. It's kind of hit or miss with Willimantics, but I would lean towards they're probably going to have a cookout and hang out. So that was it, though. That's the Memorial Day services in Willimantic, Connecticut. They start down at Gilson Square, right by the Frog Bridge, and they come up, what, a mile or so? It's not that far. And they just park all in front of the Memorial Park, and then they do a service with useless Mayor Tom DeVivo right there, who is a piece of trash, who denies getting paid or stealing funds from the public, but it was proven that was a lie. And then when I asked the town to prove where the money was going or what funds they were going into for these parties for the public employees, they couldn't provide it. To this day, they still haven't. So who really knows where that money's going? But it's not like he needs it when he got all that insurance money from the trash plant and then sold it. So there's also some nepotism going on out here. He got his daughter, who was a junkie, and I got nothing against drug addicts at all, but if we're going to give her these opportunities, I think that the rest of the positions in the town hall should be open to other people that are addicts or recovering addicts, right? But they gave his daughter, and it's not like she was been clean all this time. She hasn't been clean all that long, from what I know. And they gave her a job in the town hall. And I don't know who else, how many people applied for the position or whatnot, because they don't like fulfilling public records. But I doubt that they did that process thoroughly and they vetted everyone. They probably just gave his clown daughter the job. But that's my opinion. Again, we would know if the town would provide records. But that's it. And it sucks, dude, because Willimantic is such a small town, and they're really just murdering this town. Like, this town before didn't have much going on, but at least it was known as like a big recovery town. There was a lot out here for people in recovery programs and stuff. And that dude Jeff from Perceptions program just sunk that whole program, and they were going to sell it. And at this point, I kind of wish that they just did that, because then the houses would still be open. I mean, even though I don't agree with Roots or really how any of that was done, the programs would still be open. But he had made a backdoor deal with Roots to buy Perceptions, and then sold off all the properties that were the reason Roots wanted to buy Perceptions. So Roots backed out of the deal. They said, "Why? We're not going to do that." So now, and to make this make sense, so even though the guy, he was a finance dude, right? That's all he did his whole career. Went to school for finance, which doesn't make. No, this is all I got. So he was a finance guy, right? Well, they put him in charge of running the whole program, which doesn't make sense because he has no expertise, training, schooling, anything in running programs. Is that why it ended up in the shitter? Like, we don't know. So then, after he blows the deal at Roots then hires him on, and now he's HR. He's human resources over there. A guy that did financing and knows nothing about human resources, and failed at his job miserably when he was at Perceptions. Like, real bad. There's tons of stuff going on about that guy. And he's also friends with Tom DeVivo. Go figure. So, there's not much, I'm a mechanic and a welder. That's what I do. For a living. So, I know it's not quite the level of scumbagness that a public servant gets, but it's an honest living. What up, Chad? Have they messed with you lately?
No.
They left you alone?
Huh?
They left you alone? The police? Giller?
Oh, they're not messing with me.
They left you alone?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, that's right. About to break some peace.
So watch out. He molested somebody right here, behind this building. He dropped the kid's pants, dude, and felt him up. In broad daylight. Oh, that's where I'll go. That's actually, so look at this, guys, because we're here. I've said it, but I'll show everybody just exactly what kind of retards we're dealing with, so everybody can see it. This is the town hall. This is where the molestation, whatever you want to call it, of David Reeves happened by Officer Giller from the Willimantic Police Department. So, Giller was parked in here, but back. Probably by that tree, if not further. Oh, he took the fence down. There used to be a fence here separating this stuff. But either way, he was parked somewhere in here, right? He claimed that he saw something happen in a truck down there on the other side of those bushes. He saw what happened in the truck from right here. And then when the kid came walking back by, he stopped him and he said, "What are you doing?" And the kid said, "Nothing. I was asking my friend if I could borrow some money." And he said, "No, I know what you were doing. You weren't doing that. I saw what happened." Clearly lying. Unbuttons the kid's pants right here. well, it wasn't the middle of the day. It was like 7 at night. But still daylight out. Dropped his pants and felt him up. With no real reason. Nothing. I mean, and what did he find? He didn't find any drugs like he said he was going to find. He found a pipe. That's what he found, a pipe. So he clearly didn't see what happened in the vehicle. He clearly lied and made it up to get a cop off this kid, to feel this kid up.